Is the 2021 offense better than the 2019 offense?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go to yes.
Why?
So top to bottom, I think they have a better offensive line in terms of their run blocking. I think pass blocking, it's a little bit different, but I think top to bottom, this offensive line has run blocked better, and I think a lot of it is because they have big number 71. He is special, and Alex Mack has played really, really well in the second half of this season. Laken Tomlinson has been consistently quite good the entire season. Brunskill, he's okay. Tom Compton's been an unbelievable run blocker. Tom Compton cannot block Rashawn Gary. We found that out on Sunday. Though Gary's a very good player, you do have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think he'll have a lot of success if he's stuck in one-on-one pass block situations against either Leonard Floyd or Von Miller this coming Sunday. But I think they're better from that standpoint. I think their run game is not maybe as diverse as it was in 2019, but I think the element of Deebo Samuel being more prominent in the run game is more special because to me, he's just one of the freakiest, most gifted athletes in the NFL. He's a physical freak. I think Brandon Ayuk may be a marginal, or not marginal. I think he's actually just better than Emmanuel Sanders was, at least at 2019 in his career. I think he's better than him. And then George Kittle kind of just evens out George Kittle. I do think it's a better offense. I do think they miss a Kendrick Bourne element. Juwan Jennings has kind of become a version of that, but he's certainly not as good as Bourne was at the end of 2019. I mean, Bourne was good for 2 third-down conversions and a touchdown a game in 2019, especially the second half of that season. And so I think overall, again, it's really close, actually. They're very similar. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing at a very similar level between 2019 and he's playing right now. I just maybe give this offense a hair advantage because, one, I do think they have greater conviction in what they're going to do, and what they're going to do is they're going to be playing around Deebo Samuel. And I think they believe it more. I think they just have a self-belief to them. I think Deebo Samuel just instills a confidence and aggression, a physicality to this offense that, as good as the 2019 offense was, I didn't feel like they had gone through that adversity, to have this type of just self-belief. But I feel this just rare self-belief from the 49ers offense right now. It's like they don't get down on themselves at all. Even when, you go on the road and the first drive you put together on Lambeau Field against the defense that was more or less kicking your butt, your quarterback throws a terrible interception in the red zone. Nobody wavered. Nobody even felt a second, doubt, like, oh my God, this is Aaron Rodgers, this is Lambeau. And I don't think the 2019 offense would have wavered, but I don't know if they would respond the way this offense just continues to respond.
Okay, so going into the playoffs, I was with you here. I was thinking, this offense is better than it was. It's definitely more talented. You got Deebo being used correctly. Ayuk is on fire. But I'm surprised at how bad the offense has been in the first 2 playoff games. Like, they're averaging 4.8 yards per play, 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. Like, what was it, 23 points in the first one and 13 in the second, and 7 of them came for special teams. I'm surprised. And so to me, the reason I might say it's a little bit worse is Jimmy. The fact that Jimmy's he's hurt. Like, their quarterback's hurt. Let's put it right there. And I don't know how serious the injury is, but
no,
it's not helping him.
It affects him.
It's not helping sometimes. Him. Yeah. And I think he's playing at, like, you tweeted about this. I still don't think he's had a good playoff game in his career.
No.
But I do think I think it's getting worse, man. He had 57 quarterback rating in the last game. It was cold, of course. He was playing a good defense. He was.
At least in this game, I give the elements a little bit of something.
That's true.
Rodgers didn't have a great game, and it
they
felt like
won the game.
It wasn't a game for offensive
yards
football.
per play, which is crazy to me.
And they looked like they weren't going to score a touchdown in that game. Like,
I'm concerned about
even Shanahan said it. Even Shanahan said it.
About the offense.
I am not actually.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm not concerned about Kyle. I'm not concerned about Deebo. I'm not concerned about Kittle. But I feel like what's happening with the quarterback is really, it's the most important player it's most important position on the team. I think the fact that Kyle, he knows he has to work around Jimmy, but the fact that he doesn't trust Jimmy is really hurting the offense right now because, I don't know, 2 years ago, the word wasn't out on Jimmy like that. But now, everyone knows you still out to stop Deebo. And the run game really, despite Elijah and Deebo running their asses off, they couldn't get to 4 yards of carry.
Yeah, no, 100%. Although,
Green Bay.
Yeah, again, I think the Green Bay game weather came into a little bit of it. And to be fair, we get on Garoppolo a lot. Early in this game, I felt like Garoppolo was playing extremely well. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this could be the game he comes out and, Jennings drops a pass,
Mhm.
Kittle drops a touchdown, or what could have been a
Or
touchdown.
or a
We
big
don't know.
play.
It would have been
Yeah.
a big play.
Yeah.
They had like 4 drops, and then he then goes through his lull where he throws a pick, and even when he's checking the ball down, the ball is floating a little bit in the air, causing Troy Aikman to say these are dangerous passes. One
Those
whizzes by
checkdowns were
Eric Stokes'
scary.
ear.
Yeah.
One
Yep.
whizzes by Eric Stokes' ear that if he turns his head, maybe who knows
Yep.
what's happening. But luckily, those things didn't happen.
Right.
And he did come down the field on that last 2 play, and they needed him to make 2 throws. One to Kittle on a little slant that he had one-on-one against a linebacker. Kittle won. He put
Nailed
it on him. And then the other one, he checked it
Debo.
down to Debo out of the
Nailed
backfield.
it.
And so he did make the 2
Yep.
throws that they asked him to make.
Yep.
I don't know if this game actually, though the turnover was really bad, if it was actually as bad as, say the Minnesota game from 19. Because the Minnesota game from 19, it felt like you didn't know where the ball was going when he was throwing it, or I felt like he was under control, and I actually didn't feel like he got flustered in this game. I thought he got a little flustered against Dallas. I definitely thought he was flustered in the Super Bowl. I thought he was flustered against Minnesota. I didn't think he got flustered in this game.
That's fair, and he did come through in the final drive, as did the entire offense. But I feel like, we always talk about the different Jimmys, good Jimmy, bad Jimmy. We're starting to learn about playoff Jimmy. And to me, there's a stark difference between playoff Jimmy and regular season Jimmy. And I'm just a little concerned about it because, playoff Jimmy was there 2 years ago, but it was sort of our secret. The rest of the league didn't really know. He hadn't been in that situation before, and they were sort of able to avoid the inevitable until the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Now, the whole league is like, well, you got to put the game in Jimmy's hands. You got to put the game in Jimmy's hands, and that's tough because he hasn't really done anything to beat that game plan yet. So I guess that's how I would wrap up this spot. They definitely have the potential to be better than their 2019 offense, but it's on him.
And
at this point.
I will say this to fairness to him.
Yeah.
If they play Cincinnati, if they play Kansas City, and when they have to play the Rams, they don't want Jimmy Garoppolo dropping back regardless. It's not just a Jimmy Garoppolo problem. This offensive line would get if you put them in a 3rd and 8, they would get their tails whipped by, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, Chris Jones, Frank Clark. It's a bad matchup to drop the 49ers back in general. We saw that early in this game. I mean, again, maybe Jimmy's athleticism has an aspect to it because, he can't really move and he's not the most mobile guy. He's really heavy-footed. But Rashawn Gary was just absolutely destroying Tom Compton. But I also thought Kenny Clark was having his way on pass downs with Laken Tomlinson and Dan Brunskill. So it was a combination of things. The Packers do have a good front. I mean, Z Smith blew up Laken Tomlinson on a play early in the game, the first sack. The Packers do have a good front. But look, I think dropping back in general for the 49ers is just a bad idea.